crafters, welcome back and thanks for joining me. This is Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today we're going to be making this triple Z card. As you can see, this card lays flat. When you open it up, you've got that extra little bit of movement in the middle. This card measures 5 by 7, and character I drew, and then I just cut out the letters. That's the only die cut I did use on this. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we'll need our scoreboard, and for our base piece, this is going to be cut at 11 by 7. Then on the 11-inch side, we are going to score this at 5 and 8. Remember, centimeters are at the top, inches are at the bottom. Next, we will need one piece, and this is going to be cut at 4 by 11. And then on the 11-inch side, we are going to score this at 4 and 7. Then we need one piece. This will be 2 inches by 11. And this one we're going to score at 3 inches and then 6 inches. Then we need, for the layers, we need a piece that is 3 3/4 by 10 3/4. We need one piece at 1 3/4 by 10 3/4. We need one at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then we'll need 2 pieces, and these are cut at 2 3/4 by 6 3/4. Now this is very thin paper. It's almost the same as printer paper. It's a very thin designer paper, but it also cuts down on the weight. All right, so for the base of the card, what we're going to do is we're going to put our layers on first. But before I do that, let's go ahead and just do these folds. You can do these in any direction. You do want to fold them, crease them, and then fold in the other direction again. But it doesn't matter which way you fold them at first. Just make sure that they're lined up and that you crease it out, and then you can fold them the other way, just to make sure they're good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the layers on. So the big one will go at the bottom, and then those 2 other pieces will go on the inside. So that's for the base of the card. Now for the strips, and those are the other 2 long pieces that we cut. One is the 4-inch one and the 2-inch one. I'm just putting my layers on. I put tape on the back. This is just to make this video shorter for you so you can make this card quicker. So we did those 2 pieces, and then you want to fold it. You want to do this. Now you could put the strips in and have the border around it, but I wanted to do one continuous strip on this one, so that's why I did it this way. But if you wanted to, you could cut out your pieces and have a border by each fold. And then we'll do it to the bigger piece. Again, it doesn't matter which way you fold them, because you can just fold them in the opposite direction again, making sure you really crease that out, and so that your paper doesn't buckle either. All right, so those are the 2 pieces that we have. Now, for the base of the card, we're going to put these on, and this is going to go right on the top, and this is why you can fold these in the direction. It will fold down to 5 inches. This piece will go on the bottom, and then this piece will go on top of that one. So I'm just folding that in the other direction. You can see they're both 5 inches long. So we're going to measure this when we put it on. So we want to put this right in the center. So this is how it'll look when it's glued down. And that's how you get your triple Z fold. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my ruler. So I want to mark in the center of all of these. I'm just going to put a very light pencil mark on the very edge of the blue piece of the paper. So this one will be at 2 inches, and we'll do top and bottom. And then on the card itself, we'll do 3 1/2 inches. That's the center of the 7 inches. And then do the other end of that one. And then the last one, we will do it at 1 inch. And at the bottom. Just a little mark. I know it's hard to see, but I'm just putting just a tiny mark just so I know that I've got it lined up. All right. Now we're going to glue this. And so when I glue this down, I'm going to make sure that it's lined up on that pencil mark. And you're not going to glue the entire piece down. So I'm just going to glue right to the edge of that paper. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm just going to put a pencil mark. That way I know not to put my glue past that line. And then I'm going to glue that section. I'm using my Barely Art glue today. This sticks really, really well. All right, so we're just going to put just a generous amount on here. So I want to make sure that it does stay. And again, so you're going to glue this to the smaller side. And then you want to start just in the middle. And then glue that and make sure there's no glue, which I did get just a little bit over my edge. So I'm just going to use my eraser and just get rid of that. And then you want to lay the card flat, and that other piece is going to get glued on the bottom. Now you can do it two ways. You can just lift this up and glue it, or you can put glue on it and then just close it back either way. So I'm just going to put glue on this. And then I'm just going to lay it down by itself, because I know that's going to be perfect, and then just go ahead and close the card on it. And then I still want to make sure that point is lined up and it's exactly straight. And I'm just going to crease out that fold one more time. All right, so that's for the one layer. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. So you'll glue the longer piece on the front. And again, this time I'm just marking where I want to glue it. I'm not going to put a pencil mark. Right, so again, I'm going to line up that pencil mark with the pencil mark. Just like that. Make sure it's secure, and then fold that piece in, and then we're going to glue that bottom piece down. So again, the easiest way is just to flip it over, put glue on it, and then just close it on itself. So go ahead and just open the card, lay that down, and then just slowly close it, and it should line up perfectly. And that way you don't see it underneath, and you see it when you open the card. All right, now for the embellishment. So this is a robot that I drew. So I'm going to put him on the front of the card. Now you could use dimensionals on here too and make him stand up a little bit. I actually did put extra layers, and it's really hard to see, but I did his hands, his feet, his chest plate, and his face, and the sides of his head. I did 4 layers. I just glued them on top of each other, but it's really hard to see. And then now for the wording, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a couple of words. So I've already laid them out. I've put them on glue. I'm just going to put dots of glue on the letters themselves. And I've used washi tape to hold them down. And this one says Z, it's ZZZT. And so I'm just laying these down, and I'm just going to, once they're down, make sure they're secure before you pull the tape, and then just pull that tape off. So there's that one. And then for the next one, I'm going to do beep. So again, I'm just putting glue just on the letters, and sometimes I'm just daubing it or putting a line of glue, depending on how big the area is. And then for the beep, I'm going to put it right on the center of this card. So in that center panel. And making sure they're down before you pull off that tape. And then the last one is bop. And I'm going to put that one just up in the corner on the right-hand side. Perfect, just like that. All right, so then I decided I wanted to do just a couple little embellishments. So I grabbed some hearts, and I just put some hearts around. So that is it. That is my number 5 in the series of my quick cards. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And until next time, happy crafting. See you real soon. Bye-bye.